Hey, good morning. I'm that girl goddess, and this morning I was getting up to get ready, prep up for church, and then I made a decision not to go to church today. I've been running all week, and it's like I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted. I know, a lot of people be like the Christian thing, but God tells us failure not to assemble ourselves. And last weekend, what I did was this Jehovah Witness lady. I had to come so we can have fellowship together. And a lot of people was upset with me about doing it. And what I told them was, God said, failure not to assemble yourself. I am assembling myself with this small group so we can discuss the word of God. It's still fellowship, okay? If I want to send a tithe somewhere, I can send it to any institution I want. So I've been doing different things, and I talk to God about some things. I need some rest. The physical body needs rest. And then sometimes as churchgoers, I'm a Christian though. I'm not just a churchgoer. You get into the habit of being at every event at the church to the point, you don't even look at your health. Your health is your wealth. You have to look at what's going on within you. I barely have time to clean the house. I go to work. I'm taking these classes. I'm coming in, switching the house around. I was getting repairs made. Stuff was everywhere. So I'm finally somewhat getting it organized. And my bedroom, I took everything out my drawers, switching from the winter stuff to the summer stuff. I got clothes everywhere. I got night clothes. I bought a new bed frame. I want to change that, but my mattresses and stuff are too heavy, so I'm gonna have to figure this out and change my room around so I can get the most usage out of my room. Because I want to go get one of those closet units just for my room. I have a small closet. And I know, this is my house. I'm paying for my house and everything. I told everybody I lost everything when I was in Michigan. I had a landlord go into my house and steal all my stuff. I proved it in court. I'm trying to find a lawyer so I can get my award for it. Nonetheless, God has been blessing me. I have furniture in my house now. I owe a lot of credit card debt, but I'm moving forward. I mean, it's one card at a time. I pay it off. I had a job. I lost my job due to a lot of harassment, but I have my current job and it's not paying what my other job was paying. It's okay. You know, Sometimes God puts you in that place, but He's been providing. So I'm not complaining. Um, I'm trying to get up here and start making more day to day. I don't know, they say blogs, but I don't know if that's a blog actually, but day to day I do want to start doing blogs and everything and get more into it, because I always wanted to be a content creator. But I'm starting. I tell people I'm in my 40s and everything. I don't give my age. Sometimes giving your age, sometimes people try to put you in a mindset, in a category, and your mindset depends on what you've been around. It depends on what you have done in life, who you've been surrounded by, the different cultures that are active in your life. I tell people right now, I just really want to identify myself as a person, okay? Because people want to put you in a category according to age, but your age is only the number of days you've been on in this earth. Now, you know me. I'm going to break that down, okay? Because I know 50, 60, 70-year olds that act like teenagers. I know grown women, when they had their child, they was running the street like they were. And when I say grown over 25, they was running the street like they was from like the age of 16 to 21. I'm not saying there's an age that you have to have in order to act a certain way, because society, I know, has dropped the ball in these last, I'm going to say, since the 80s. You know, everybody think every day is a moment to party. They want to come home, do their trees in the state says it's legal, and drink all day, and just some of them don't even want to work, just play video games. And there's nothing wrong with video games, and a little leisure if off into substances for chilling. There's nothing wrong with it occasionally, but every day, that's a habit. That's stagnation. If you're not meeting your children's requirements and your bills and your day-to-day requirements, then it's not good. But I'm not here to criticize that. I mean, people make their own choices. I'm talking about age. I know people in their 70s that's still looking for I'm gonna say drug substances, whether it's from smoking marijuana to other drug habits, cocaine, meth, you name it, and they're in their 70s. And they be, I don't think that's an adult decision, maturity. And the people say, well, it's a habit. No, I know some of them, they get waited till they got in their 60s, late 60s, and decided to start using. Okay, it's just bad choices. And say, well, we all got to die some kind of way. Okay, they're not in pain. Some of them, they just wealthy, and that's their drug of choice, and I'm going to get past that. But age, maturity don't come to you because you've been on this earth a long time. I can show you some 12-year-olds whose mindset is literally about 25 years old because of all that they went through in life. And sometimes pain changes you and it accelerates your growth, your maturity. Sometimes it doesn't, But I don't put people in categories according to their age, because I had a 3-year-old walk to me in church, and he basically, his relationship with God was stronger than the pastor's. Okay? And as he grew in life, he grew strong in the word, and he walked faithful. And I just tell people, no, he can minister that word. And I knew the pastor, he's one of these mega pastors, of course. He was sleeping with over half the people. I can't really say it was really half, but quite a number of women in the church. Okay? He was so childish. I tell people, if you don't have a solid foundation or relationship, you really don't have anything. When you buy a home, you ain't gonna, I'm not telling people it's nothing wrong with having your home by yourself, but you need to purchase property together when you marry, okay? If you're not gonna stick in each other's home. Because when it comes time to divorce, and let's say 20 years later, you don't want to go out here and start buying a new home. Okay, so I tell people a lot of things need to be done when you're younger, but the way society raises people, a lot of people, they really don't start holding a job or thinking about getting a job till literally they're 24, 25. Now they may get a job at 18 and then stop working for two years. Back and forth, quitting different jobs. They don't have the mental maturity to know that as adults, you're supposed to go to work. So they're acting like, quote, quote, teenagers. But I can show you some of them since I was a kid, 14, I always work. Okay? 2 jobs, I always work. My children, they hit that age, except for one. They got up and they worked. Okay? Consistently. They was responsible. I talked to them about responsibility, and we had that little maturity. And I started going out when I was young. Yeah, I went to work every day. Starting my other projects and different things I want to get off into now. I just tell everybody I'm really interested in, I had my own business at one time in Michigan. We had the flood. I lost a lot of stuff. Business tore down. I relocated in another state. I don't want to deal with bipolar weather and the things I was dealing with in Michigan. I don't like the cold. I don't like snow. I think it can be pretty at a distance. Okay. We gonna leave that alone. Because I was disgusted I said that, okay? I'm not a fan of that comedian. So we gonna leave that one alone. But I just threw that in there. But anyway, I maturity also comes in choosing the right people to hang around, making quality choices of your life. And I've seen quite a few people that were young and they have done it. So I just tell people, look, I understand that when you say your age, people want to put you in a category, but I know, and this is something even before God. I see people struggles with their spirituality. I ain't saying everybody got to be Christian. I see people struggle with being responsible to come home and clean your house and maintaining your house. Everybody don't get it. I know 30-year-olds who do not maintain their household consistently. Okay? And then I can show you people that was young and when they got their first place, they maintained their household. Okay? It was important. Being spiritual. I know Christians, they think if you burn a candle that you're not a Christian, but all through the Bible, God had people lighting candles. The three wise men brought baby Jesus, frankincense, and myrrh, besides the silver and gold. He burned incense, being spiritual. Now, witchcraft is when you're doing evil, when you're going to another source outside of God. But and because they'll tell you what the works of the flesh is. If you're envious and jealousy and murderous and trying to control people, then we all know that's witchcraft. Okay? You trying to block people. Who are you to try to block people? That's immaturity of the mind. They just having a temper tantrum, trying to bully, be seen. But we're going to talk about that age thing. I tell people, I came home. You don't have to force me to fast. I believe the word of God. I see Christians similar to oh, there's no need to fast. Yes, there is. Okay. Yes, it is. But they don't even have the zeal to even study the word, to get to know God and grow in the faith and know how important it is. And I can show you young people, they going, man, 500% for God. So this age, they probably about 30, 40 years old in the word, maybe even 90. And then in other places in their age, they're probably about 10 years old. Because we done seen people throw tantrums and they coming at you because they throwing a temper tantrum. We have relationships, we have spouses, and the moment you tell them no, they're going to throw a temper tantrum. There's going to be some kind of attack or some kind of blow up and they're going to try to get back at you. 10 years old. Okay. I tell people we are many ages. Because in this age of our life, when it comes to relationship, you may be a teenager or a little kid. This one, you may be full grown. Okay, this area in your life to maintain your household, you may be a kid. This person may be full grown. This one may be somewhere in between. This person right here, you might as well say they're at the toddler stage because they think they're supposed to have a slave. We are many ages. So putting ourselves in a category, you hear these modern women today. Those are spoiled little girls finding trends that live in the 304 life. We know when you date, you're getting to know somebody. So all this excessive stuff trying to prove to their friends that they all that in a bag of chips, they not. Because if they was, they could have somebody to actually commit to them. Because most people ain't gonna commit to no 304 anyway. They do it for a short period of time, then they ghost and they leave. Because it's not no quality. And then even with these men tell women, oh, once you get past 25, you're nothing. Trust me, they're going to get past 25. Are there nothing? Do they understand that all women don't want them as they get older either? Okay, and I tell people, I never had a problem. I remember back in the day, I told somebody, I lied to him, told him I was 60. This young guy, you know what he turned around and told me? He said, as long as they look like you would do. He looked at me. Love has nothing to do with age. I see people all the time. You know, I had some people come in on my Facebook, on my YouTube and say, "Oh no, you're in my age group." I looked at that woman, your age group, girl, bye. Okay. Some people try to be mean and malicious and try to put you in these categories. And not everybody tell you from some of the new generation, they look old for their age. I have made mistakes with their age. You can't judge a book by its cover. Some people age gracefully, some people don't. I have seen teenage girls look like they was grandma's baby because they looked at old. I done seen a lot of men, they look old for their age. And then when they get in their 40s, it seems like they start getting younger looking. So I don't really necessarily look at some things, but now if you have this little childish, dumb look in your face and you have this awkward stage, then I probably know you're young. But for the most part, I done seen people like my pastor's children. I mean, I knew with conversation they were young, but when he said one was 17, one was 15 at the moment, you would have thought they was at least 19 and 25. Okay. But I tell people that's why I say you can't judge books by the cover, especially if a person is tall, you're going to assume that they're older. If a person is short, you're going to assume they are younger a lot of times. I just look at people. You can think a fat person look young because their skin is stretched out too. You don't see wrinkles a lot of time. You can see people lose weight, go on weight loss journeys, and they face ages or sags because that skin was overstretched, and they don't have elasticity. You can't always judge people by looking at them. And I just tell people, even with that, you have to look at people for the maturity of their mind, because a lot of people reject people. Well, I don't want nobody this age. Well, you don't know the maturity of their mind. You got to go to God. I always tell people the best route to go in life is to go to God for who you should be with. Now, yeah, I know some relationships are seasonal. Just because God tell you and bring someone into your life don't necessarily mean that you should be being intimate. Okay, he bring people into your life sometimes to even grow you, mature you, broaden your horizons, show you who you are. You know, I just tell people, look, I don't give people your age. They can also get on the internet and go to these cyber things, and your birth date and age, you done told them, baby, they can get into all kind of stuff, okay, for you, and do a lot of collateral damage, okay? I tell people, I just say 40-ish. Okay? But I tell people in some areas, I'm like a teenager because I go outside, I still be running like a little kid, they be saying, but I tell people I have the energy. I love to run, I love to be active. I remember we was at church and the pastor was an older person. I would sit real still because I started from the Catholics. So going to his church, he claimed he was apostolic or whatever, but I just seen that church is just a hot mess because, especially me being Indian, when we're in church, we're taught to be cultural, really trying to line up with the word of God. When I went to these other churches, these people not so much as like even the pastor didn't understand the word of God. He was fornicating. Then one was adultery and fornicating. They had no respect for nobody. They was sitting there mad at each other, rolling their eyes, pushing one another, the females, because they all trying to be with the pastor. And, I just look at him, but it's he who finding for wife, finding for good thing and obtain favor of the Lord. God checked me so fast when I was younger, my spiritual life, he said, I will not ever have a woman approach a man. And when I hear women say, well, God told me, you know what God told me? He said, I don't tell women who their spouse is until I tell that man. He said, because then that's all they're going to focus on. And that just because somebody is supposed to be somebody's spouse don't mean it's the season. Don't mean it's the time. He say, and sometimes I will show them, something to tell them that their spouse is going to have characteristics as this person, and they got the message wrong, and they going full steam ahead to make this person their spouse. Okay, let's talk about it. I done seen women go to church and swear them down. This is their spouse, They never get married. And then I got these fake people online talking about the twin flame, and this is their soulmate. You can be soulmate friends. You can be soulmate business partners. You can be soulmate so many different things. But even when it comes to relationship, when it comes to soulmate husband and wife, that's something joined by God. Okay? They come with all of this because we know, don't know other, and I'm going to say Godhead, false Godhead, unites you with love, because they don't operate under love. They operate under the form of love. The universe ain't bringing you two together. You actually are manifesting someone in the same mindset as you, and not necessarily your spouse. Y'all may believe that, and then you wonder why you got into divorce real fast, because you didn't go to God, the Most High. He's the Spirit of truth. He's going to tell you all things. What he say cannot fail. It does not. I tell people, whatever his word go sent out to do, it shall accomplish it. If he said it, you better believe it. You have to know God's timing. And I tell people, I'm just in the, before I got married, I lost them through they making a transition. But I tell people, with me, I just continue to work in the vineyard, build on myself, living. I'm not going to be intimate with 1,000 people. I have no interest in that. I think it is so childish. You are validating nothing. To be validated, you go before God. You make choices based on intelligence, the knowledge and wisdom that you have. You can't go out here and, oh, this didn't work out. I'm trying to see how many notches I can get on my back, on my belt. That's what a lot of these guys think. And they be like, oh, she for the streets. So are you. You don't want a sound relationship. A lot of men chase women they know they can't get or obtain. They just want to be able to say they had a pretty face, they had someone intelligent, someone popular. Okay, they're looking for other things, but they never really wanted a real relationship. They look for reasons to break up with you. And I tell females, don't get caught up in the drama. When you get mature, you recognize signs. If somebody's telling you to take them to a 5-star restaurant and you just met them, you already know what you're dealing with. You already know that's foolishness. You want to know where the good men and women are? Usually working, going to school, trying to establish something at home, because they're not trying to deal with that foolishness. Okay, I am not going to tell you that you're going to find the good men and women in church, because God told me when he sent us to the church, most of the time he do not put your spouse there, because he wants your focus on him. He may send you in a church gathering, go somewhere, or you go visit somebody else's church, and you may meet this person, through another fellowship or something like that. You may meet him momentarily, and he may see you at the restaurant and you're sitting alone and they caught your eye, or you at the park and you may be at the mall and they may ask you for your number, everything. You may even get to the point you go to this certain restaurant, everything, you talking to this person and they just casually go just like you. You have restaurants where everybody go to the Waffle House at a certain time and, or any other restaurant, and you enjoy eating there. You may meet someone. And that guy may have sent them. You may meet somebody and say, oh, it's my first time here. Or they from out of town. And, oh, I'm a first timer. I'm from out of town. And what's good on the menu? Are you sitting with somebody? Do you want some company? And you may enjoy meeting somebody and you may form a relationship. It's a lot of ways God can bring your spouse. You may go on vacation. I just tell people, you may go to a job site, okay, and meet somebody. And then soon later you leave and you see each other and, you keep up with one another. You have to know what's for you by really going to God. I tell you, the source of truth. Not somebody who can tell you some things. I mean, every false Godhead has some truth in it. Okay? Everyone. And just because they make one point, don't mean everything you're going to learn of them is going to be true. God got to tear down a lot of towers and giants and people. You know, it's some people, whenever you say something, they believe it. Every trend come out, they going with it. Spiritually, mentally, business-wise, all that kind of little foolishness. Immaturity. Well, today, you know, we got all these different genders going on, which the devil is a lie. It's only male and female. Okay. Ice people talking about they not even in the alphabet community. They turn around or trans want to be something else of the two genders. They're wanting to be. I woke up and I feel I am an alien. I am an alien. I am the reptilian. I am. I always thought I was a horse. I love horses and I am this. God called me to be a horse. People have mental challenges. A lot more people need to be medicated than what you think. Okay? Because you hear the stuff they say. You know it's foolishness. You already know. And no, I'm not going to confirm it and say it with you. It's foolishness. But I'm going to say that for another video. I'm going to end this. I'm that girl Goddess. I'm hoping and looking for subscribers and likes, shares. And I want a community where I can communicate with. So y'all be blessed. Bye.